It's the SKOR North Twins Show. Baseball!
All right, SKOR North Twins Show here. Grab bag. Latest Twins news coming at you.
Anybody got any Twins news?
Oh, we do. We have a lot of Twins news. It's late November. We have a TV update, 40-man roster decisions, crunches coming down the pipe too. Plus, Judd has a random twin. Judd, do you have a random twin? I didn't ask you before the show.
It's right there. It's right on this page.
Come on, look at the notes. What does he got?
Right on this piece of paper.
On. Let's see if
right
we
on
can
this piece
see.
So what
In
happens
fact,
if-
the name is on there.
What happens if you run out of clues?
You start making them up.
Yeah, it's not hard to do. It's a random twin. I know my random twins. I don't always get them right, but I know them. Yeah, no, if
This
I
random
get
twin
through-
wore size 13 cleats.
If I get through 13 questions and you guys have not gotten it yet, I will begin to come up with clues that will be even more advantageous, obvious, to get the random twin.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Let's dive into the TV stuff here. But by the way, a quick shout out. It's Give It to the Max Day here at SKOR North. We partnered with The Bond Between. We're all animal lovers here. There's Stella and Barnabas on the screen. We had Maya Mackey on the screen. There's the Vinster.
Oh, the Vinster.
So
he's all feeling jealous at home now.
yeah, he is. He really is. The Goff household is rescuing Vinny, just like the Bond Between has rescued over 30,000 dogs and cats. So if you feel inclined to make a donation, skornorth.com/donate. Also, our friends at Nutrisource, they're going to match the first $3,000 raise, and 10 random people are going to receive Judd's signed camp notes. I don't want to see these on eBay, okay? I don't want to see the comps. I don't want to see the sales prices.
All signed already.
Secondary market.
I don't want to see any secondary market. Judd has signed them. He went into the office yesterday to sign them.
Yep.
skornorth.com/donate to help out an amazing cause. Okay, latest Twins news here. Let's start with Twins TV. So MLB has a new national rights and streaming deal. We can get into that here in a bit, but what does this mean for Twins fans? Basically, not a lot. Nothing really changes on the Twins fans front. First off, if you're a current Twins TV subscriber, your 2026 subscription is renewed in the same fashion through Twins TV, through MLB TV platform, and new subscribers for next season, if you didn't subscribe in 2025, can still sign up with Twins TV on the MLB Twins TV platform. And even though ESPN is acquiring the MLB TV subscription model, the MLB app is not going away. Now, the games will also live on the ESPN app, and it sounds like it's going to be the ESPN Unlimited platform. What we don't know is if you're an ESPN Unlimited subscriber, which gives you like an access and boatload to a bunch of ESPN content, if that gives you access to the in-market 6 teams like the Twins, the Padres, the Guardians, who had their rights acquired by MLB TV, that we don't know. But with all of this minutia and all of this national stuff, and I'll tell you where that's at here in just a bit, if you're a Twins TV subscriber, it's going to be exactly where it was last year, and also on those linear platforms too, like it was on cable and satellite. Those are consistent in 2026 and 2025. So a little Twins TV update there for Twins fans.
Is this headed toward, like, and this is where it's, I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around this, only like reading snippets of this the last couple of days. If you're just kind of a casual fan going, it's like the Zach Galifianakis math meme or gif. So why do we need Twins TV and ESPN as sort of, is this headed toward ESPN is going to just be the producer and distributor of X amount of games? What's the difference between ESPN and Twins TV, I guess?
It doesn't sound like, so as Dex just said, for 2026, nothing will change. In checking, it sounds like this is basically parallel to what the National Hockey League has. So the National Hockey League used to have their own out-of-market package. ESPN bought it as part of their deal, okay? So as far as I can figure, unless something changes, they have announced that ESPN is taking over the rights to like the 6 teams, right? It's
Yes.
6 teams. I think that's misleading.
It
I
is.
think what this is ESPN is taking over the distribution rights. They're not going to produce it.
Correct. Twins
So-
TV will still be produced by like the same people in house.
Yeah.
Corey and Corey and Justin and all those guys are still going to be the front
Yeah.
faces of Twins TV. It's not going to be like a random, a bunch of ESPN guys calling games necessarily. No.
So the announcement was misleading. The announcement should have just been the package will be carried and distributed by ESPN, but in your local market, nothing will change.
But if you're out, so is this basically last year you had for streaming customers
Yeah.
in market Twins TV on the MLB app,
Right.
but then for out of market, you could go to the MLB app and get the MLB package where you can stream all out of market games, right? So basically, we're taking the all out of market games part and moving that over to ESPN's app. Or can you still access games on the MLB app that are out of market? I get that you can watch Twins
Yeah.
TV on the MLB app this year.
Yeah. Into that. Well, I think
In case you're wondering whether baseball has a marketing problem.
Yeah, I think eventually the Dex. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think eventually the MLB app is going to go away, and eventually it's going to become an ESPN distribution. And I can say this with all seriousness for the first time because it's not a made up slogan. In Twins territory, which is their territorial rights, Twins territory, the status quo stays. So I think in the Iowa and the Dakotas, you still get Twins TV, but like if you want to get the Angels or something, but like it's not going to be a production thing.
What if I want to watch the Yankees? Like, God forbid. But like, what if I want to watch a Thursday night, not nationally televised
ESPN eventually.
Yankees-Orioles game
ESPN streaming app?
this year?
No, this year they're going to keep it the same. This year it's going to be, well, I should say this. ESPN's going to have it this year. MLB app, they're not dissolving it instantaneously. Hockey, I think, dissolved theirs instantly.
Who's on first? What's
So-
on second?
It's actually, there's not changes. Like, the thing is, they made it more confusing.
They did make it more
Shocking.
confusing, and they made games available on 3 platforms. So they made games available on ESPN, Peacock. So Sunday Night Baseball is now going to Peacock, like NBC and NBC. They're going to the NBC Peacock. So Sunday Night Baseball will no longer exist. ESPN will get, I believe, like a midweek day. I think it's Wednesdays. They'll have a standalone game on Wednesdays. Now, if the Twins are on a national standalone game, that is where the Twins TV thing, I think, does get, like, they're not on Twins TV. Like, if they're on a standalone platform, like, the Twins were on Sunday Night Baseball last summer for, like, the first time in, like, 7 years.
Yeah.
If that's the case, that's different. But Peacock's in on this. Netflix will air the Home Run Derby and the Field of Dreams game between the Twins and Phillies in August. Also, the St. Paul Saints and Iowa Cubs will play in that game. Play at that site the day before, 2 days
cool.
before. So kind of a cool little shindig there. I can't imagine, by the way. Someone already said, like, I've already booked hotels, and it's like probably a smart idea. I have no idea how the entire Judd, you're familiar with that area, obviously. But
yeah.
getting down there will be very interesting. And staying down there, I think, is going to be much of a challenge for a lot of people, especially Phillies fans.
There is one big hotel, or not, it's not big. There is one primary hotel, I believe it's in Dubuque, which is close.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, the TV people stay, blah, blah, blah. Outside of that, yeah. And by the way, these ticket prices are, be prepared. Be prepared. These ticket prices are high for this game. So
What's the capacity at that stadium?
You know,
How many seats are-
I guess they've redone it. So they took like a 2-year hiatus from this game, and the company that owned the land or owned the stadium structures sold off. And what they've done is they built up this huge complex behind it of like fields for Little League, Babe Ruth, I think, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. My guess is it's probably like, what, 7,000-ish, 6,000?
Okay.
And plus parking it ain't exactly plentiful.
Okay.
Brace yourself, folks.
Netflix will also get
Anybody got any Twins
This
news?
is literally in the press release. Netflix will get a single game on opening night, the evening prior to the full schedule of traditional opening day games. They'll get the Home Run Derby, the most watched skilled competition in sports. That's an exact quote in the press release. Plus the All-Star Game, the Field of Dreams game we just talked about. NBC Universal will get the old Sunday Night Baseball package. They'll also air select wild card series and special event games. I have no idea what special event games denotes. I couldn't tell you what that means.
Okay, so maybe it's like a prime matchup that they choose in August or something. Okay.
So if you have Twins TV and you had it last year, you're good. You're all safe, except for when a random game happens and we have to let you know where to watch, and you have to tell your uncle who barely knows how to use the volume remote on the Roku stick where to watch the game. So
my dad, rest his soul. He's been dead for 3 years, but my dad would just stop watching baseball. If my dad would be like, I
quit.
JD, Philip, where's the? So are we done with Roku TV and Apple?
Yes.
Those are no
Roku's
longer.
out. Yeah,
Roku's
in fact,
out.
NBC. I think Peacock is now going back to, and I think that they were the originators of that early Sunday game.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
So did you say the All-Star game? I thought the All-Star game was still Fox.
Oh, really?
The Home Run Derby is definitely Netflix, and by the way, brace yourself. This is just the beginning of streaming for baseball. I think
they're
looking for
revenue.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're looking for revenue, right? I mean, and there's a good
100%.
chance that that the streaming platforms want to overpay to get people. And the one thing baseball offers these streaming platforms that a lot of other sports might not is frequency of events. There are 162 games times all the teams.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of properties and games and 3-hour events. There's a lot of inventory out there, and these platforms think that's valuable.
Can I voice my objection, because it's back now, to the standalone opening night game? I love opening day, right? You just throw a bunch of games on the platter. I mean,
you want the Reds at noon. I mean, that's kind of
baseball's a smorgasbord. And the funniest one of all time was the year that Donovan McNabb got traded from Philadelphia to Washington. It was opening night of baseball, the standalone game, like Yankees, Red Sox on ESPN. And all of a sudden on the crawl, McNabb traded to Washington, and nobody cared about the baseball game.
Yeah.
Yes, Judd. All-Star game will remain on Fox. The Home Run Derby, the All-Star festivities on stuff on Netflix. So that's a Twins TV update for you. Godspeed for everyone else trying to figure out how to watch those games. I agree with Judd. At the end of the day, this was a very misleading thing. I feel like there was even some damage control taking place from the Twins being like, this is what's happening. And I get it. It's confusing because I had questions to the same people being like, wait a minute, what changes here? And even like with the national I think the Twins are going to get a cut, but it's not from Twins TV. They're getting some type of revenue, and I don't know how much of revenue with this new streaming deal for NBC, Peacock, and Netflix. So,
do you think, real quick, on the one last thing that kind of coincides with the CBA intersection that's going to take place in a year from now, which is going to result in a lockout and all those things? Do you guys think baseball, which a lot of the revenue in baseball, the majority of the revenue in baseball is locally generated revenue, either off of your stadium ticket sales or your locally negotiated TV contract based on because most of the games that are televised in baseball are televised locally, unlike the NFL where everything is kind of on a national or regional, at minimum, even the crappiest Fox games are regional games. And so they can get away with saying to the 32 owners, we're going to negotiate national deals for everything and split the revenue equally over 32 teams, which is how the Green Bay Packers in small town Wisconsin have the same revenue roughly as the big market teams, right? Would the big market owners ever green light in baseball, even though a lot of the revenue comes from like locally hyper-targeted viewing, that we would split 90% of that revenue across the entire sport so that there's more equality, more parity across the board from 1 through 30?
Man, I have a hard time seeing the owners of those big market teams agreeing to that. I have a very hard time. I think that's going to be a big point of contention in the lockouts when we see Jeff Passan hop on the screen to say, today, the players and the owners discuss this. Maybe eventually someone caves, but
I think you could convince them if you went to, like, this is the only path, really. You go to who's the Mets owner, is Steve Cohen. And then the Dodgers, and say, you guys are you're trying to spend, because you can and you think you have to win a World Series, you're trying to spend like $300 to $400 million on payroll. What if we created a structure where you didn't have to spend? You could and would only be allowed to spend like half of that, but we could guarantee, based on the revenue share, that you would be much like the NFL. It's impossible to lose money on an NFL franchise because the cap is set to it's like a $290 million cap, and they're getting checks for $500 million or whatever at the end of the year.
Yep.
I think you'd have to convince them that you're going to be spending a lot less money, so like your ego is going to take a blow here, but you're going to be guaranteed making money off of the structure that's in place.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'm the fight of all fights that I'm eagerly anticipating with the owners is the fight of the fact that baseball wants to have everyone's local TV rights bundled together.
Yeah,
and then
great.
Control that money. And then, but I mean, that's the cap world, right? Like that's the world. That's why this thing is going to be a massive, massive task to untangle. Yeah. But for the sake of the sport, and look, guys, this goes back to the fact that if you have a cap, that's how you trigger a free agency period.
Totally.
Like because for fans, a cap would be great across the board because it would bring back the hot stove. God bless the hot stove.
Yeah, it creates structure. Oh, there's a cap. Okay, like there's negotiations, but there's a finite amount of money to go around, and so with that, you kind of flip it around and say, well, you don't want to wait too long. Or in the NBA, it's like, well, if you wait too long, sorry, the teams don't have room for you. Or in the NFL, I'm going to wait this out. Well, sorry, these 4 teams went and signed someone else for $20 million, and now you're screwed. It puts the pressure around on the players to sign.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay, 40-man roster updates here on the SKOR North Twins Show. Hit the like button and subscribe button for Minnesota Twins content. So the Twins added 7 players to their 40-man roster on Tuesday night. They added the following prospects: Kendry Rojas, Connor Prelip, Andrew Morris, John Klein, Gabby Gonzalez, Hendry Mendez, and they acquired Eric Orsi from Tampa Bay, a human with a pulse that has played in MLB games out of the bullpen.
Eric Orsi.
So he automatically, you know what we should maybe do?
We all know him.
Segment?
He's my next door neighbor.
Is he the random twin today? Did we just spoil it?
He'd be, you know what? In 5 years, he'd be great.
What I was getting at is there's a fighting case to Eric Orsi is like one of the top 2 options as of right now in the Twins bullpen.
Oh, so he's like maybe he might be closing if Cole Sands has a back-to-back, right? How do you spell his name?
Eric, E-R-I-C, Orze, O-R-Z-E.
Eric Orsi. Actually, you know what? We've learned our lesson. Let me Google Eric Orsi injury
history.
And just make sure.
Totally forgot to do this.
We've learned our lesson in the past on these guys. So according to Google AI overview, he has not had a major injury in the traditional sense. Holy cow. But he has overcome 2 cancer diagnoses that required surgeries and a period of recovery. So he has overcome testicular cancer and melanoma in his life, which sounds like an amazing story to be told here at some point by one of the beat writers. But wow. So he made his major league debut last year. So no arm injuries, but he's gone through some stuff in his life. So very, very cool.
Oh my God.
I think a heavy splitter mix too. A lot of splitters, I believe.
It's a transition
from Eric Orsi.
Well, he almost died. But he lived through it, and now he's got a heavy splitter mix.
Yeah, splitter heavy approach. A lot of weak ground balls, weak contact.
Okay.
Call that a heavy fastball, a weighty fastball.
So 40-man roster's full, and I got this too. Like, wow, they filled it up. What does this mean for free agents or trade additions? In the classic word of Patrick Royce, give me a pencil, and I can make room. So I wrote down 8 players that are likely to be cut from the 40-man roster if you were to add a free agent, if you were to acquire another human with a pulse in the bullpen, or just to make your team better. I have 8 players here. Ryan Fitzgerald, Mickey Gasper, Carson McCusker, Pearson Ole, Travis Adams. I'm going to stop there before I get to the next three because the next three are a little bit more, would you do this? Those 5 are not top 30 prospects. They, at one point, were up with the Twins, mostly playing out of necessity. You can cut any of those 5 players, not lose any sleep about it. And for all of them that did, like Ryan Fitzgerald ended up playing a lot of games. Hashtag thank you for your service, sir. Same thing with Mickey Gasper. His flexibility of being a catcher might actually keep him around a little bit, but at the end of the day, those 5 guys, you can release any one of those, if not all of those 5 guys, create room. So that's how you create room on the 40-man roster.
I mean, Mickey Gasper looks like a ball player. I appreciate the mustache.
Yeah.
Appreciate the dirty uniform when he, on the infrequent occasion, he does get on base. But yeah, and also like the other easy thing to do is to literally sort this 30-man roster by how old the players are. Okay, if you're like 22, let's give you a minute. Let's give you a minute. Mickey Gasper is 29. He just turned 30 in October. So he's 30. Peace out, right? Ryan Fitzgerald is going to turn 32 years old in June.
Great story.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool story. Yeah, cool story. Made it to the big
Journeyman
leagues.
finally made it.
UDFA, like it's a cool story.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you say Cody Clemens? Cody Clemens isn't.
I did not have Cody Clemens in this. I don't have Cody Clemens in this yet. I do not.
Is he arbitration?
Cody Clemens
guy
is your opening day first baseman now, Phil.
He's
Are you trying to cut the opening day first baseman? He's R. Pete Alonso.
19 of the most hollow home runs not to rip him, because it was a cool pop-up season for Cody Clemens. But I don't even think he's an ARB guy yet, too. So he's he's old. He's going to be 30 years old, but he is not ARB eligible to make 7 figures until 2027. So one more year of cheap Cody Clemens, you can stay.
All right, the next 3 guys on this list are interesting options to either non-tender or trade. Let's start with the biggest one, Trevor Larnach. And by the way, the deadline to tender deals is tomorrow at like 4:00 Central Time, I believe. So we'll figure out who's going to be a non-tender candidate. I've detailed in the last 2 years covering the Twins. Trevor Larnach's story the last 2 years of making adjustments and going from a complete bust to serviceable major league player, I think is pretty cool. He was a first-round pick. He really struggled at the major league level. Made some adjustments in 2024. Had a solid year, had like an OPS of 111. Looked like, maybe he's turning the corner. And then last year, he did appear in a bunch of games, was the Twins' leader in games played last season. But like an OPS just under 100. He lacks defensive prowess. He's mostly exclusively a DH. And if you're going to be that type of player, you got to have an OPS that's well above league average. And right now he's basically turning into a platoon guy. He can smack right-handed pitching really well. But moving on from Trevor Larnach, as much as I have, and this organization and the powers that be deserve criticism, moving on from Trevor Larnach is not one of them that's going to make me lose any sleep. So, cool guy, like his story, but moving on from Trevor Larnach, it's going to be okay if the Twins end up doing that.
Couple things on this real quick, and I'll throw it to Judd too, because you probably have takes on this too. But on the just looking at who he is as a player, right? 29, he's no longer a young prospect. You nailed it with he literally in his career has an exactly league average. It's an OPS plus of 101. So he's essentially an exactly league average hitter over almost 1,700 career plate appearances as a 29-year-old. You don't often see a major jump going to like 2,000 plate appearances. There might be some room for improvement there, but he kind of is who he is. He's not a bad hitter, and he can get hot for stretches, but he is statistically a league average OPS with no position value. So if you're paying $1 million or $2 million for that, yeah, okay, whatever. Like you need some guys that aren't just replacement level, and he's certainly above that. But the problem is, as the price goes up in arbitration, and by the way, this could be another notch in the belt of right-sizing the business for the Twins.
Exactly.
That's a big win for right-sizing the business.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
It does make sense to just say goodbye to him, but I think the criticism would be, listen, this is another guy. He's a first-round pick from 7 years ago, and there's been a ton of potential there with him. You've seen it. Like, the guy can hit to all fields, and he just never fully manifested as the best version of himself in the big leagues. A, does he go somewhere else and take another step with different infrastructure? But B, I think there's going to be guys that are first rounders that don't pan out, but there's been so many talented hitters that are either just like fizzled, or Jose Miranda, for example. It's part of the autopsy of what are we doing here? Well, why are so many of these guys fizzling out in the prime of their career? And I think Trevor Larnach deserves a case study here.
The other two guys on this list, Edward Julian and Deshaun Kersey Jr. So,
Deshaun Kersey Jr. Jeez.
Kersey is might have been replaced by James Outman, which pick your poison, I guess, on which defensive prowess player that has no bat situation. But Julian has completely fallen off the face of the earth. Maybe with a new regime, things get unlocked with him. But I put these two also on there as potential guys that could be non-tendered and or just trade candidates to create room. So that's 8 players. So that would clear up your 40-man roster pretty quick if you were to move on from all 8 of those guys.
I mean, could you just not replace any of them and have a 32-man roster to right-size the business even more? Huh? Has a team ever tried that?
Get rid of your Class A affiliate, perhaps? Just get rid of all those players?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, my problem is exactly what Phil just said. You've got Miranda, you've got Larnach, you've got Kirilloff, who I know was hurt, but also his growth got stunted. Julian, like, at some point in time, can we just be done with whatever you're doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you are not developing. At least the Vikings can't draft. So they just don't have young players in the pipeline. The Twins do. And it's why, and I see this as totally fair. The Twins farm system posts the 10-player purge at the trade deadline. It's like, it's, third here, fourth there, second there. There's no reason to trust it. There's no reason to trust the fact that these guys can do anything to develop their talent. So, like, yeah, it's great. It reminds me of, in the old days, Dex, this is before your time, and Phil, you might be aware, but it reminds me, in the old days, when Baseball America was the place, right? Like, they ranked the prospects. There were no websites, and the Mets would always, now I think they did this on purpose, they would always sell their prospects. Like, they got 3 of the best. There was Bill Pulsifer and a couple of pitchers, Isringhausen, the 3 great pitchers coming. And they would do it partially to build up the trade value of these guys so they could trade them away. Well, in the Twins case, it feels like that the prospect people all fall all over themselves to be like, oh, the Twins prospects, the pipeline, you should see the pipeline. But, I mean, Declan, you just named 3 names of guys that were supposedly pipeline guys. By the way, some of whom came up and had success and regressed. So for anyone that doesn't trust this baseball team's baseball operations department one bit, I feel ya. I agree with you. And quite frankly, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that they're not going to screw up this entire thing again. And so suddenly the third-ranked farm system becomes a big story on what happened. Yeah. Well, the Twins happened.
Those are, I think, valid questions, valid concerns. Yeah.
We're going to get to a random Twin of the Week here in just a sec from Judd, but we do have a minority investor update. And by update, I don't even know if I can call it that. So Evan Drellick on The Athletic was on the Rob Manfred meeting call yesterday and threw this in at the bottom of his report at The Athletic that the Pohlad family's efforts to sell minority stakes in the Minnesota Twins are ongoing, Manfred said. Quote, these non-control interest sales are in the process, on track, and in process. Sharing no further details.
So they're in process, on track, and in process?
That is the exact quote. In process, on track, and in process.
And on track.
And on track, and in process.
And also in process.
Mm-hmm. But are they right-sized?
Wait, so this is not, so that release that came out, was it August that they announced that they were keeping the team and that they had 2 minority groups that were coming in, one was local. So that was 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And it sounds like, if I'm reading this quote correctly, in process, on track, and in process means not done yet. Isn't that kind of weird?
Something fishy's up. I brought this up last week. Something weird is up here, guys. I don't understand. And didn't he said, I think, to the Star Tribune, we had those great exposés from the Pohlads about the next process. They said, yeah, it should be done in a few weeks. So it should be done in a few weeks, and then it's October, and then it's November, and then it's December, and then it's in process, on track, and in process.
Can I
what
give
the
you
hell?
guys? Can I? Oh, God, Rob Manfred. Okay, let me take you back to last July. All right, so same type of thing, right? Rob meets with the media. Rob meets with the media to give updates. I'm reading this from. It was picked up by Sports Business Journal. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred today, back in July, said that, quote, the delay in finding a buyer, end quote, for the Twins does, quote, not mean there are no bidders willing to meet the Pohlads price, according to the Star Tribune. Manfred said there will be a transaction there, and it will be consistent with the kind of pricing that has taken place in other franchise sales. Manfred declined to give a timeline for the buyer of the Twins. This is before they got pulled off the market, to be revealed. This means, for all we know, there ain't no process. There ain't no people stepping up, that they either got cold feet, that they either didn't know what the debt was. This whole thing is as bungled. I would love to know the reality. I would not be surprised if this whole thing is just completely now made up, and that they're just trying to push this. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, it's man, the franchise is basically being held hostage by the Pohlads and by Major League Baseball, the current sort of economic structure of Major League Baseball, which it does limit teams like the Twins from maximizing revenue compared to other big market teams, but within those parameters, other teams that are of similar market size and revenue have done an incredibly better job of winning games on the field than the Twins have. But it just kind of it sucks if you're a fan, because it really feels like you can't see a light at the end of this tunnel and a path forward for annual high-level competition at Target Field until after the ownership situation gets settled in a sale, not in minority groups eating the $500 million in debt, but in a full-on sale to generate new ideas and more excitement among the fan base.
Right. But I mean, I do think that we have to be prepared for the fact that whatever the Twins, if indeed they thought that they had a couple of partners coming on board, that is now just not the case.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, go Twins. Let's go.
Good luck selling tickets. Good luck selling suites.
Yeah.
And Twins TV. By the way, Twins TV will be renewed unless you contact them and say, you know what, don't bother with that renewal.
It's like a
Forever,
gym
in
membership.
perpetuity. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like a gym membership.
I'm fine with that. That's how most memberships are. Like,
I have no
that's how
problem with that. But if I call them today and say, yeah, I think I'm out, then I cancel. I'm done.
Are you going to cancel Twins TV?
No.
No.
Of course I won't.
Judd won't be able to rage text us about
for
a
work.
decision in the bottom of the fifth.
It's for
if
work.
That's the case. Yeah.
Which makes it a tax write-off.
That's true. Yeah.
So no, I won't have to cancel it.
You know what? That's what I say when I go get Green Mill Pizza at the grocery store. Like, I guess I'll have another one because it's research and development for the Mackey and Judd show and for our SKOR North podcast. Pep's Green Mill Pizza. Just incredible frozen pizza, that tavern-style, iconic Green Mill brand that people are familiar with for years and years, now available in your home kitchen. Just go to the grocery store, find it in the freezer section. You can also find soft breadsticks and sauces as well. Learn more at greenmillfoods.com.
All right, Ram Twin of the Week here. Judd has the clues. The last few wins have been Jack Morris and Gio Urshela, both by Phil, by the way, who
He's a lucky fella.
36 career wins. I have 34, so Phil has distanced himself a little bit at the top. Judd, you have 31 wins. All of us have been pretty close with one another in the Random Twin bin. So Judd has the clues. He has wrote them down on a hard sheet of paper. If he runs out of clues, I guess we'll figure out what happens there.
Cross that bridge.
It won't be hard, boys. It won't be hard, okay?
That's a
Let's just
clue.
say
All right, it won't be hard.
It won't be. Well, I go back to 1978, so I mean,
Is that a
you don't
clue?
know who I've got. Like, I mean, this could be from the
So
82 Twins.
I think that would be hard then if that the first clue is it won't be hard, and then you say we go all the way back to 1969 to current. That kind of leaves like 1,000 players up to choose from. But
Well, it would be hard for you, but I will be good with the clues. I mean, it could be John Butcher, it could be Mike Smithson, Les Stryker. You never know.
Do it. Let's do it.
It could be
Let's
Shannon
party.
Stewart, who I still have not done. I've still not unveiled him.
Yeah.
All right. First clue. This random twin has played for 3 big league teams.
Okay.
He's played for 3 major league clubs, but he never played a game in the big leagues for the team that drafted him.
By the way, I'm pulling up the list of players here. I'm not Googling, just so you know.
Sure you're not. Yep, that's what the fans.
We've had over 100 now, so there could be easily duplicate guesses, or one of the hosts could go rogue and choose a player that was already
and then
selected.
the guy that gets that right doesn't get the point because it's decided that the host that went rogue now gets to be judge and jury and help say that the guy that got it does not have that right, in which case I would have one more victory. All right.
Non-specifically, of course.
This random twin was selected in the this is a very fitting time of year to do this, the Rule 5 draft by the Reds. But he was then returned to his original team. This random twin's rights have been owned by 6 big league teams. So he's only played for 3. Major league appearances with 3, but he has bounced around where it's been 3 more teams. He just didn't get elevated to the major league level.
Okay. It's okay, Bert.
Quote Purple 11. All right. This is very unfortunate. This is a sad story here. In his first professional game, he fractured his kneecap in a collision at home plate. So he got to the minor leagues, the dusty backfields, minor league baseball.
That was in minor league baseball he fractured his kneecap.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was his first professional game, but it was not his first MLB game.
Fractured his kneecap. Wow.
And that came in the Gulf Coast League. All right, let's fast forward to a happier story, happier times. His first major league hit was a 2-run homer against the Brew Crew.
Wow.
Yep. And it came against rookie pitcher Freddie Peralta.
Wow, Freddie Peralta.
Yep.
Freddie Peralta.
And it did come as a twin, if that helps. So he hit
My goodness.
So he did it as so this game is a twin. Cue the music.
Is this player still active?
Yes. This random twin last played in the big leagues in 2024. But he's still active.
But he's still active. Okay.
Still active playing
So he
ball.
played last year in the minors.
No, he did not. In fact, he slashed 299, 351, and 463 in 2025 in the KBO.
Can you just give me that slash again?
299, 351, 463.
Okay.
Oh, fudge sickle. Who is this?
It's not him. We already did him.
No, you
See
don't
Phil
know.
on
I
the
mean, I
cursor
could be.
on the document right here. So I was also thinking him.
This random
Oh,
twin.
you can see my
can
cursor.
see that.
It's hovering over Kenny's Vargas, by the way.
Yeah, that's not a guess. It's not a guess, but I thought about it.
Yeah, I don't think Kenny's went to the. Didn't he go to the Mexican League? I don't think he's.
I think he went to the KBO.
Oh, did he really?
I
Okay.
think he went to the KBO. Or
You might be right.
Japan.
You might be right. This random twin's first name is Andrew. He goes by his middle name, but his first name is Andrew.
I hate this. Andrew.
I'm the captain now. I'm giving the clues now.
Oh, God.
299. So he mashed in the KBO. He's still active. He hit a bomb in his first major league at bat.
I have 2 clues left before my paper has runneth outeth.
Wow, who is this?
His career WAR as a twin was 2.1. For his career with the 3 teams all combined, 1.2.
Wait, his
Say
career
that-
WAR
say
with
that
the
all
twin was
again.
2.1, but his career
twin.
WAR is 1.2.
Yep, 1.2. His career WAR with the 3 teams. So if you combine if you take the whole stew, 1.2 WAR as a twin 2.1. So
How many do you have the games played with the Twins? Like how many games played?
it's not on my sheet of paper, but I can certainly look it up for you. I'd be willing to do that. It's the type of guy I am.
It's not him because he didn't. This is wild.
So you said his first big league home run was with the Twins.
Yeah, against the Brewers. Interleague play.
Yep. Freddie Peralta, Freddie P.
With the Twins?
If I pull up the Control F, can you see that in your index? Or like, are you?
No, but like if you type, but when you type in the name, if
it
something
highlights?
gets highlighted, I'll be able to see it.
This could lead.
Is this Williams Astudillo?
Oh, that's a good guess. There you
It's
go.
a great guess. It's a great, fantastic guess.
right?
Buzz yourself.
Wow. Oh.
All right, I got 2 more guesses.
Do we have a potential controversy that Declan can see things Phil is doing?
So we're on the
sharing
same
the same
we're on the
document.
random twin of the week shared document where all the random twins are
Okay,
listed.
I do my own.
When I do a Control F search, it starts to highlight like if I were to type in Kirby, you could see that
So what
you
if
can see it's
Declan's-
highlighting Kirby Puckett right
So
now.
could Declan see what you're doing right before you say?
Well, you can see
the
my
name?
note. Phil, if you scroll down, you can see
Yeah,
all
I
the
see
notes that
Declan's
I have.
notes.
This is
that I have
unbelievable.
saved.
This is
We're
recipe
competing
for
against
disaster.
each other.
Recipe for disaster here. Okay, he played Declan. I'm sorry. 5 years with the Twins, 335 games
335 games?
in 5 years with the Twins.
Holy cow. Dude played a ton of games with the Twins.
Any guesses? So Phil's at 1 guess. Declan's at 0.
Hold on.
Freddie Peralta's like not old, so this happened in like the last 7 years, if not 5 years.
It happened in 2018. 2018, 1 year before the Bomba Squad, and this guy hit a career high 13 home runs that season.
Okay, it's not him. You used him.
All right, next clue.
Frick is
What is happening right now?
This
is
random twin
wild,
played
dude.
for the Phillies in 2023 and the Rockies in 2024 before departing for the KBO.
Is this? We've done him.
Phillies.
Rockies in 2024. You said?
Yes. Phillies in 2023.
13 homers in 2019. Oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. Trying to remember that squad now.
Yeah, this was Molitor's last. This
Well,
was
no.
Molitor, right? 18?
Yeah, 18 was Mahler's last.
Well,
year,
18,
yes.
yeah, okay. But
Yeah,
you said
yeah,
he
yeah.
hit 13 homers in 19, right?
No, I said he hit 13 homers in 18, and that was a career high. He never.
Oh, I thought you said with the Bomba squad.
No, I'm sorry. I said a year before the Bomba Squad.
Got it. Okay.
A year before the Bomba Squad.
Did he? How many? Did he hit homers with the Bomba squad?
Yep, hit 8. He never hit double-digit home runs again after 2018. And then he played for the Phillies in 23, the Rockies in 24. Okay, prepare yourself. I am now going off. I'm off script.
Go, Jed. Get the clue. What is it?
No,
Go.
I am going off script now. I'm KO. I'm calling for McCarthy to just do crazy things now. The next clue is this. This twin, an outfielder, had a certain propensity to do something.
Jake Cave.
Jake.
Not even going to say you're right because you're right.
Let's go. Wow, I can't believe it's been over 100 random twins and no one pulled Jake Cave yet. That's the biggest upset here.
I was dude. I did a control F like eight times last night,
How about Jake Cave hitting 13 bombs in 2018 with the Twins? Wow,
and I had
5 years.
no idea that dude went to the KBO.
That makes sense.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it
Jake
makes perfect
Cave.
sense.
Yeah,
He's
Twins,
made quite the living playing baseball.
Twins gave up
Diving
Luis
Jake.
Hill for Jake Cave.
Yep.
Amazing. Yeah, he in his baseball life. I know we got to go here, but he's he's made a few $1 million playing baseball.
Diving Jake.
Good job.
Ivan Jake.
All right,
It
there we go.
wasn't. It was incredible that his name that he had not been used. I agree with you on that.
Wow. Oh, that's gonna sting. Okay.
Oh boy, Dex is not going to be the same. For the
Hit
rest
the
of
like
day.
button, subscribe button. 40-man roster guys, non-tender guys, TV deals up in the air. Appreciate you. This is the SKOR North Twins Show.